Hello, everyone. I'm just jumping on here quickly to give you an answer to a great question that was asked by one of my subscribers, Rebecca, over the last week. Rebecca asked, why have my dizziness symptoms gotten worse since I started doing VRT exercises? So this is going to happen to some of you who are doing my free course that has the vestibular rehabilitation program in it, or who are starting your own vestibular rehabilitation with their local provider. So listen up carefully because the answer to this question is really important. So again, Rebecca, thank you for asking it. One thing you need to look at, there are three, by the way, three things you need to look at, but the first thing you need to look at is what else has been going on in your life since your symptoms got worse. We know there's a very strong link between emotions and stress and fear and anxiety and your dizziness symptoms. So what else has been going on over the last period of time in which your symptoms have gotten worse besides starting the VRT exercises? Okay, so if you start to look back and you say, oh, actually, I started a new job, or we had an event in the family, or I've been traveling, or it's the start of the semester, or I went through exam periods, those are all great times for your dizziness to get extra triggered by other stressors going on in your life. And in those cases, the VRT is not at fault, so stay the course. Okay. The second thing that you should look at is, and I want you to answer this question honestly, are you being an A+ student with your VRT exercises? Are you doing the exercises religiously, putting tons of effort, putting tons of time into them, making sure you're doing every repetition, counting every breath? If so, you're being an A+ student, and that is actually exactly the opposite approach from how I'd like you to approach these exercises. So I know that, again, many of you, we've talked about this extensively, are very high achieving people. In fact, I would say most, if not all of you, are high achieving people. So this is the way you attack all problems in your life. But you do not want to attack VRT or vestibular rehabilitation therapy exercises with that kind of perfectionistic attitude if you have chronic dizziness. Okay. And that is because when the brain is being told that something is super duper important, what are you doing? You're paying more attention to it. What does that do? It tends to make that pattern stronger. So if you're being super religious about the exercises and going really hard with them, that is going to actually create more reason for the brain to pay attention to the dizziness and provides more fuel for the dizziness to persist. So you want to take kind of this lazy slash laid back type of sloppy attitude towards your VRT exercises. You want to do them regularly. That's good. But you want to set a timer maybe and just kind of get as much done in that period of time as you can. And then you walk away, even if you don't finish them. And if you forget to write something down, you say, I forgot to write something down. I'm doing a great job of being like maybe a B or C student. Okay. So I want you to try to approach the VRT exercises as maybe like a B or C+ type student, which I know may be completely foreign to many of you. So here's your chance. Here's your chance to practice. Okay. And then the last thing to think about is, are you going through perhaps an extinction burst? I've mentioned extinction bursts before. An extinction burst refers to when your symptoms temporarily increase because you've actually learned how to handle them. Now, remember, your brain has been using dizziness as a coping strategy for something over a long period of time, usually, and long, of course, is relative. Some of you have had dizziness for 10 years, and some of you have had dizziness for 10 days. But your brain has been using this strategy for a period of time. It's used to using it. And when you start to say, actually, I don't think I'm going to do this dizziness anymore, your brain's like heck, we're not using this strategy anymore. This strategy's been working great for me. It can kind of get stuck in that circuit, even if it's not working well for you. This is a strategy your brain is used to, and so it's going to try to perpetuate it. So sometimes when we get to that point where the dizziness actually starts to go down, that's exactly when the brain is going to redouble its efforts. It's going to double down on the dizziness and make it even stronger. So that can happen as well. Now, which one of those three factors or three possibilities you fall into, I think you can answer that question honestly for yourself. Most people, I think, are probably going to fall in the two first categories there. But if you are going through an extinction burst, if you have been managing stress well, you feel pretty good, you've been journaling, you've been digging into the stuff underlying your dizziness that's been driving you to have this dizziness go on like it has. If you haven't been attacking the VRT exercises as an A plus student, you've been taking kind of more of a B minus or C plus approach, then you could be going through an extinction burst. And happily, extinction bursts usually don't last long. It's something that you should expect to see happen only temporarily, perhaps over a week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks. And if things stay elevated at that point, then you're going to want to go back to the other principles that I've talked about in the course, I talk about on this channel, which is trying to figure out where some of this internal stress is coming from, where some of these maybe past emotions are coming back and building up and causing angst and anxiety and fear inside. Again, whether you perceive angst, anxiety, and fear or not, there may be some past emotions that are leading to that pressure buildup, and that may be what's fueling the dizziness to persist the way it is. But again, for most of you, it's going to be one of the first two. You're being an A plus student, or you are under a lot of stress that you haven't been managing quite as well as you wish you could. Okay? I hope that was helpful, guys. I just dropped my phone, so I'm going to have to edit that part out. So this is going to break our streak of live and completely unedited videos. But other than that, I'm going to release this video in its raw form. Hopefully it helps. And again, I look forward to more questions from you guys. I'll talk to you soon. Bye.